Ladies and gentlemen on YouTube, NXT review for the WWE pertains to NXT 2.0 results from September 28th, 2021. Vic Joseph, Wade Barrett, and Beth Phoenix were the commentators. Let's get to it. The opening was Hit Row coming out to cut a promo. They were doing their thing basically, but it dragged on too long. What was I doing while I was watching it? Multitasking, like so. And basically telling us the matches that was already happening, even though we already knew about the matches that were announced from last week. They feel like they're running by us again because we're the type of people that love to have our intelligence insulted because we're idiots, we're stupid, we don't have a memory. We're reminded, and we had Hit Roll to do all that. All of a sudden we get left Del Phantasmo, that faction coming out because we're going to have this match between B-Fab versus Elektra Lopez, but they start having a fight before the match. The group having a fighting. We get a pull apart, and then that was over. We made a commercial break. After the commercial break, we get the match. Came about with Elektra Lopez versus B-Fab, and I'm sorry, B-Fab is garbage. She can't wrestle for shit. And her strikes in the match with a chance to the punching and all, it looks like complete shit. And I'm supposed to believe that she came from the ghetto. She came from the hood, or I don't know if she did or not, but pertains to her character and all that, I'm supposed to believe that she's from the projects, and then ends up being unsuccessful in the person business, and then she wrestles like that. But yeah, we had kendo sticks involved, steel chairs involved. You also have Elektra Lopez on. Had another outfit on. This match didn't do anything for me, and it didn't do anything for fans either. By the way, the fans were just sitting on their hands, other than the finish, which Elektra Lopez won. Moving on. Exxon Quinn, whatever his name is, basically he's Samoan. He looked intimidating. He looked striking. He went against the returning Owen Lorcan. They had a match. It didn't last that long anyways. What? Maybe 3 minutes. Basically, Owen Lorcan's lost. And that was it. There was something else that happened too on the show, but I think... Oh yeah. I remember now. Before the match even started with Owen Lorcan and Oxon, whatever his name is, Quinn, the Samoan guy, the big, strong Samoan guy. You have Joe Gacy in the ring again, kind of promo about some controversies that pertains to, you can't cancel me, I'm still here, whatever. And he's just because Connor's promo, whatever. I didn't care. Again, multitasking. That's what I was doing, like so. I see no special in this guy. You know the whole thing where you hear someone talking and they grab your attention. You focus on them. You give them that type of attention. That, oh yeah, this guy, he knows what he's talking about and everything, right? This guy is I'm believing what he's saying there. He ain't doing it for me. He's garbage too. Toxic Attraction. You have Mackenzie Mitchell, I believe, who interviewed the champion, the NXT Women's Champion, Rachel. How am I forgetting her name already? Raquel Gonzalez. I was gonna say Rachel. Raquel Gonzalez, and then she gets interrupted by Toxic Attraction. Mandy Rose says, that belt look good on me. And basically they're teasing that Mandy Rose could be the next contender for the NXT Women's Championship title, which at this point I don't care anymore, and I'll get to why. And I forgot to mention too, by the way, we're to my last review of NXT 2.0 from last week. Toxic, basically Toxic Attraction came out and cut a promo. And there you go. I didn't really care about the talking. All I care about is how they look, because that was the only thing that pertains to Toxic Attraction. Is pertains to looks. They're very attractive, and that's all there is to it. So we have this match, NXT Women's Tag Team Championship title match. Io Shirai and Zoe Stark, the former Serrano, or someone may know her as Ryan's. I can't remember what was her. Oh yeah, Lacey Ryan. Meant to say that was her. That was her name. But yeah, and she also be just called Serrano. But this is her name, Zoe Stark, and she's tag team champion with Io Shirai, go up against Toxic Attraction, which it was Gigi Dolan and Jenny Jameson. I think that's her name. Being accompanied by Mandy Rose. Match itself was alright. I already wasn't into the match that much. I mean, it was a cool spot in the match that I did like though. So you build up this whole thing. You put up this faction of Toxic Attraction. They're supposed to be a dominant faction of the women's division in NXT, and we get to this match and they lost. And like, well, so much for that. I mean, could they become tag champions later on down the line? Yes, but just were just to grasp my attention, I didn't see that at all. And you failed to grab my attention moving forward after that. Maybe they'll do it on the pay-per-view. Wherever the pay-per-view is going to be for NXT. I thought it was going to be a takeover, but wherever that pay-per-view is going to be, this was your opportunity to do this. Unless I hear an announcement that it's going to be a rematch on the pay-per-view. Maybe I'll tune in for the which is that the pay-per-view. Other than that, we're to doing again, maybe eventually down the line on any other NXT shows moving forward. You really lost me. I ain't tuning into the show ever again. And I'll get to why. But Io Shirai and Zoe Stark wins. Even though these teams are not really gel well together to me, to be honest with you. But it's whatever. Boa, who had, a woman manager who looked like she's from The Grudge, coming out, and Boa went against Andre Chase from Chase University, wherever, and Chase at one point went to The Grudge outside the ring, where the smoke came out of nowhere, for whatever reason, and then she blew smoke in his face. He got in the ring, and he ends up losing to the Boa. NXT Cruiserweight Championship title match. Roger Strong defeated the guy, I remember his name, Grayson Waller. And I'll say this: Grayson Waller, he looked good in the match. He was very impressive. They did a video promo of him on that night. I didn't really care for it, but since it was wrestling, he was good, and he lost, by the way, because Roger Strong won the belt, and on top of that, he's part of Diamond Mine, so there's no way he's going to lose. So there you go. It was another segment vignette of D'Angelo, the Italian New Yorker guy who's coming to NXT, and he's going to make his appearance next week. But at this point, I don't care anymore. Maybe I'll watch a clip of it on YouTube, but other than that, I don't care to watch it anymore. And I'll get to why. And it brings up right now. Ellen Knight was being interviewed with Mackenzie Mitchell. And also, Ozzy Jones walks into interrupt and says something to Ellie Knight, whatever. And all of a sudden, we hear commotions where from Chase saying this is bullshit. They cheated, whatever, whatever, blah blah blah. This a distraction was enough for Ellie Knight to take care of Ozzy Jones, and basically this led to a match between these two guys for next week. So I guess Ellie Knight is going to still stick around if he's not going to be drafted on the main roster, which is a Raw or SmackDown. But times can change, but we'll see. Kyle O'Reilly versus Rich Holland, who's being coached by Pete Dunne, but then before the match, before the match even started, by the way, Rich Holland makes an entrance with Pete Dunne. Kyle O'Reilly attacks him from behind, attacks both of them from behind, and takes care of both of them. We get pulled apart. Also, we go to commercial break. At the commercial break, Rich Holland was in the ring with Kyle O'Reilly, and the match began. There was no Pete Dunne until later on. He ends up coming out, try to distract Kyle O'Reilly, but it didn't matter because at the end of the day, Rich Holland ends up losing to Kyle O'Reilly, and I'm like, wow. Like again, I was thinking to myself, why is Rich Holland all of a sudden losing? You think you'll protect him a lot more and build him stronger, of winning matches and all that, and they're doing the opposite of that. They're burying this guy for a reason. And I think to myself, like whose cornflakes this guy shitting to be losing like this. No shame against losing to Kyle O'Reilly though. But if you take a guy, you take a look of Rich Holland there, he's pretty good. And besides physique, that'd be enough there. But I don't get it. And after the match, they attack Kyle O'Reilly, and then we get Von Wagner coming out for the help, and that was it. Now, Chamber Rose separate on the show. Oh yeah, how can I forget about this? Before I get to that, by the way, MSK, I think that's their name. Basically the former Rascals of, Dez and Wentz. And then they're going by other names. I can't remember their names. West, who is Dez, and the one I got named is Nash Carter, I think, which is Alexander. Zach Wentz. But either ways, they came out and they went to commercial break, and that commercial break they start cutting a promo about the tag team champions, whatever. And also we got Grizzly Young Veterans coming out to interrupt them and saying they soon they'll become tag team champions, whatever. And all of a sudden, they get interrupted by Carmelo Hayes and Trick, and then all of a sudden they get interrupted by the tag team Hillbillies, Jensen and the other guy, I can't remember his name, Briggs or Biggs, whatever. And they start fighting. And that was it. Yeah, this show ain't doing it for me, folks. And I can't remember what else of any video Venus did they here too, other than Braun Breaker, where it's kind of promo, and then he says the word shit in there. Basically this NXT 2.0 is trying to be the new attitude era of this era. I don't see it. Well, maybe they could do that. All we need now is someone to give birth to a hand. Then it will really be the Attitude Era. Well, yeah. How can I forget about this, by the way? The Index honeymoon, I should say, of Indy Hartwell and Dexter Lumis, with John Gargano and Cancer Ray there as well. They were on the beach, but Cancer Ray and John Gargano was on the balcony from the hotel they're staying at. Could be a motel, who knows what could it be. And they're having a good time. And then Gargano spying on them and everything, and then he ends up going down there to stop this whole love fest, whatever. And he was a shark basically, and they Indy Hartwell act like she was scared and whatever. And well, I'll say this. That part that made me laugh, which is to Drake Gargano being a shark. That's the only thing I laughed at. The rest of it, I didn't care for it. And on top of that, you're basically burying the character of Dexter Lumis. But then again, this is the same WWE that buried the Kane character too. So that shouldn't surprise me. But then later on, all of a sudden they go to the room. Gargano goes into the room, and he sees a whole stack of condoms that Dexter Lumis had, and then he hears someone coming, which it was Indy Hartwell and Dexter Lumis. And Gargano hides in the closet. I was thinking to myself, maybe he's gonna hide under the bed, and they would probably have sex on the bed, whatever. Because that's the honeymoon. It's a honeymoon period. But that's not the case at all. He went in the closet instead, and they were in the bed, and they were playing pillow fight, and then they were exhausted. They lay down. They fell asleep. Gargano gets out of the closet, gets out of the closet, I should say, right to say. And then Dexter Lumis wakes up and says, so, oh, Gargano is dead now. But then Dexter Lumis did this. Gargano does it back, and then Dexter Lumis pulls out condoms. And that was it. And that was basically the end of the honeymoon segments that they did. You will be. This NXT show is really doing it for me. I can't wait to tune in next week. Spare me. Then we get Lashing Out with Lash Legend. And she's former NBA player, or I should say former WNBA player, I should say. Now in WWE. Could went somewhere else, to mean something, but instead you're in the WWE. But this talk show, it's basically what it was. It was a talk show. When I saw this show, it's basically it's almost like a ripoff of other talk shows I've seen. For example, Wendy Williams. And right there is enough said. Basically, she's hyping up the draft. Yeah, crowds, you're acting excited. The audience, I should say. Especially one guy going, hoo, 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 hoo. She talks about Chase, for Chase University, Andre Chase. Can't remember what she talked about too, but I didn't care for this either. Main event time. Oh, Tony D'Angelo. That's his name. There you go. There's something I can see in this guy, by the way. Well, oh yeah, also Thomas Travel color promo too, by the way, which is he heard what Braun Breaker had to say. So, oh yeah, also yeah, okay. Cora Jen is the girl that kissed Trey Baxter. Those two are real couples, by the way. So, but they cut a promo whatever backstage and all that, and I didn't really care. Cause at this point, it's not doing this. This show, this ain't doing it for me. And I am not interested of this whole lashing out talking show that they're doing. Boy, this doesn't telegraph this is a main roster version of NXT that WWE is doing. I don't know what it is. This isn't even compared to the old school days of the golden era when Roddy Piper there, Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage. I'm not even gonna mention his name because I don't care. He's garbage. Undertaker. Jake the Snake Roberts. Sid Justice. Demolition. LOD. Main event time. NXT Women's Championship title match, Raquel Gonzalez defeated Frankie Monet, who was being coached by Robert Stone and some assistant they had with them. I don't care. But yeah, so much for Frankie Monet being NXT Women's Champion. This was her opportunity and she lost. She blew it. Match itself was decent. Didn't care for the match that much anyways. But decent. So much for Frankie Monet's push there. Maybe she could get called for the main roster drafting that they do. Have her appear with Johnny Mundo, Johnny B. Trash, Johnny Impact, Johnny Drip Drip, whichever you want to say, Johnny Trash. After the match, Toxic Attraction came out, and they basically tell the Robert Stone brand, basically that's what they are, which is a fail gimmick. I thought it was a fail gimmick even when the original NXT was around. But they was going to leave, but also they attacked them. Except, two attack freaking Monet, and one of them attack Robert Stone, and one of them was supposed to attack the assistant, and the assistant was just standing there acting like she got hit, and then she was just standing there, and then also she gets hit. That's gonna be on Botchamania if it's not already. And then they point their attentions to Raquel Gonzalez in the ring. They beat her up. See Raquel Gonzalez her own, but then the strong new push, the new revamp, and the new repackage of Mandy Rose, who's now all of a sudden stronger than ever and more dangerous than ever, overpower Raquel Gonzalez and stop her momentum for fighting back. So yeah, basically the tease of Mandy Rose versus Raquel Gonzalez. So you're telling me that Gigi Dolan and Jenny Jameson, whatever her name is, they couldn't win the tag titles, but we're gonna tease that Mandy Rose is gonna eventually become NXT champion, women's champion. I mean, hell, she deserves it. Yeah, she deserves it. But at the same time, why freaking Monet couldn't win the belt? Freaking Monet, she's good, and it shows in this match against Raquel Gonzalez. Fans were not even behind Raquel Gonzalez. I don't get why Raquel Gonzalez is even a champion for the NXT Women's Division. Nothing against her. I like her. She is decent, but she ain't good. She ain't great. But yeah, that's the show. Before I get to my rant, because I'm not done yet of sharing this show and this brand, to say the least. But to my wrestling, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches. My overall strength for the show, 3 out of 10. This show retains to NXT 2.0. First week, I thought it was good, but minus the wedding segment. Next, the show after that, it lowered down for me, where I didn't care for it that much, and then this show really lowered it down for me to a point that I'm not tuning into watch it anymore. So yeah, 3 out of 10. And if you're telling me that this NXT 2.0 shit is a better version of NXT than what the original NXT was before, where Triple H was running the show, you must be high as a fucking kite. And you have low standards if you think this NXT 2.0 is better than the original NXT. Saying that, NXT is great with Triple H there, but this new version of NXT 2.0, oh my god, this is way better. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you having that low standards to put this shit over because you want to accept everything that WWE does, even though WWE is fucking trash? I told them to give this a chance, and guess what? They fucking fail. By the way, that's another thing. When it comes to Kevin Dunn being on two of these shows, the first show of it, the reboot, it was fine with the cameras, but ever since the second one, and then this third one, too much of fucking this, too much of this, too much of fucking shaking cams from here to here to here, and there was too much of that fucking shit. Too much of that fucking shaking camera shit, and it's just fucking good quality. It's just fucking good. This is what, and it's just how good NXT is now with that fucking type of shit. And I wanted to give this a chance. I did want to give this a chance with these new uppercomers guys that could probably boost my interest and all that. None of them, maybe other than Braun Breaker, maybe other than Tony D'Angelo, maybe other than this guy Grayson Waller, who is pretty good, and this Carmelo Hayes guy with Trick Williams, and maybe with where pertains to the Toxic Attraction. And I try to give some other women a chance, like Electra Lopez. I see some potential in there. The problem is she's working with WWE. Too much of fucking this. Vince McMahon, Bruce Pritchard, John Laurinaitis, and now you got Kevin Dunn with all these fucking shitty cams. Too much of fucking this. That's not good television. That's not good quality. And this show ain't doing it for me anymore. The NXT that I'm used to watch What I thought it was fucking great with Tommaso Ciampa, John Gargano, Shinsuke Nakamura, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Adrian Neville, who's now Pac, Bobby Roode, the whole glorious thing. Andrade Cien Almas with Selena Vega, Aleister Black, Ricochet. Don't watch the fucking this. You even got pertains to Sasha Banks at one point. Charlotte, when she was just called Charlotte, not Charlotte Flair, but Charlotte. Don't watch the fucking this. Bailey, hates Bailey and all that, right? The Becky Lynch, before she was the Mon. Don't watch the fucking this. With Asuka, with her undefeated streak, with Shayna Baszler, with I'm not gonna say Ember Moon because Ember Moon's character is fucking trash. Because she's not passionate enough to make me believe that her character or her gimmick that she was going for is for me to seize my interest of it. Io Shirai, even Ruby Riott for the most parts before they started moving to the main roster. FTR, the Revival, American Alpha, AOP, before they WWE ruined them and called them AOPP. Don't watch the fucking this. That NXT was great. This NXT 2.0 is not. This shit is fucking garbage. But I'm pretty sure that all these people that kept calling us smarks because we were loving NXT during that time. Those people that kept calling us smarks for loving an alternative that NXT was in the past. That was a revolution, but now AEW is taking over of that now. You know what? That's great. That AEW is now the new revolution, the new standards. In fact, they're not the standards of alternative. I meant to say they're not the alternative of WWE. They are the standard bearer. They are the standard banner bearer, I should say, of pro wrestling is right now because they're doing their jobs right. They're giving us what we want. They actually listen to the fans to give us what we want. You guys cover on commentary every time. You got to get the people what they want. But in WWE's case, you got to go watch the fucking this. You have got to give Vince McMahon what he wants, right? Because at the end of the day, it's not about us. It's not about what we fucking want. It's about what Vince wants. That piece of shit, all now, out of touch son of a bitch. He ruined fucking pro wrestling. Any logic, any standards of any wrestling fans are watching this shit right now for WWE, where it takes of wrestling logic has been thrown out the window a long damn fucking time ago because they have lowered their standards and they accept anything that WWE gives them because they're fucking sheeps and they really accept anything that WWE gives to them, especially this new shitty edition of NXT. Don't watch the fucking this NXT 2.0. One that NXshiT with a capital T at the end. This new NXT ain't doing shit for me. And I'm not tuning in to watch it ever again. Maybe it's just for the pay-per-view to see how that turns out. But other than that, we're watching this weekly. I ain't watching NXshiT. Because this is NXshiT. So you want this type of NXT, you want this version of NXT, y'all can have it. Because this doesn't compare to the old school of NXT. This doesn't even compare to the NXT that this man was doing in 2010. Take care. Too much of this. Too much of fucking shaking camps from here to here to here and don't watch the fucking this.